Imagine if a single motor was powerful enough to quietly shake the entire EV and hybrid car industry. No flashy ads, no loud announcements. Just a piece of technology so advanced that it's already giving the world's biggest automakers sleepless nights. That's exactly what's happening right now with BYD's latest motor technology. Some reports claim it delivers power more efficiently than anything we've seen before. Others suggest it could force brands like Tesla to completely rethink their future plans. But here's the real question: are we witnessing a true game changer? Or is this just another overhyped tech reveal? Because hidden inside this motor is a design philosophy that could change how cars are driven forever. To understand why this matters, you first need to understand who BYD really is. Most people see BYD as an EV brand today, but that wasn't how it started. Back in 1995, BYD wasn't building cars at all. It was building small, reliable batteries for phones and electronics. At the time, nobody imagined that a battery manufacturer would one day challenge the biggest car companies on Earth. But that battery-first mindset would later become BYD's biggest weapon. For years, BYD quietly mastered energy storage, while traditional automakers focused on engines and fuel systems. Then, in the early 2000s, BYD made a move that surprised everyone it entered the automotive world. At first, it built regular petrol and diesel cars, learning the rules of the industry from the inside. But as fuel prices rose and pollution worsened, BYD saw what many others ignored. The future wasn't just electric, it was battery. And that realization changed everything. While many automakers treated EVs like side projects, BYD went all in. Hybrids, plug-ins, full EVs, everything backed by its own battery technology. No outside suppliers, no shortcuts. Today, BYD designs its batteries, motors, power electronics, and even manufacturing lines in-house. That level of control is rare, and it's exactly why its latest motor reveal has people paying attention. Because when one company controls the entire system, breakthroughs happen faster. Now let's talk about the motor that's causing all the noise. BYD's new setup reportedly runs on a 1,000-volt architecture. That number might not sound exciting at first, but in the EV world, it's huge. Most electric cars today still rely on 400-volt systems. Some high-end models have moved to 800 volts. But 1,000 volts? That's a different league entirely. Higher voltage means power flows more efficiently, with less energy lost as heat. And less heat means better performance, longer component life, and more usable range. What drivers notice first is the response. The moment you press the accelerator, power arrives instantly, smooth, controlled, and relentless. There's no hesitation, no sluggish buildup. Reports suggest the torque delivery is not just fast, but balanced, making the car feel confident whether you're crawling through city traffic or accelerating hard on the highway. And because the system generates less heat, performance doesn't fade even after long drives. But that's only part of the story. The real magic lies in how BYD redesigned the motor itself. Instead of relying on traditional materials, BYD reportedly upgraded to high-performance magnetic components that increase output while reducing energy loss. Think of it like getting more strength from less effort. On top of that, the motor uses ultra-thin laminated steel layers, which significantly reduce electrical resistance. The result is a motor that's lighter, smaller, and far more efficient than conventional designs. Cooling is another quiet advantage. Heat is the enemy of electric motors, especially under sustained load. BYD's new cooling system actively pulls heat away before it becomes a problem, allowing the motor to operate at high power for longer periods without stress. This isn't just about speed, it's about durability. A motor that stays cooler lasts longer, performs more consistently, and needs less maintenance over time. But the story doesn't end with the motor alone. BYD paired this system with its famous Blade battery, and that combination is where things start to look truly disruptive. The Blade battery is known for its slim design and stability, allowing more energy to be packed into less space. When connected to a high-voltage motor, the efficiency gains multiply. Reports claim this setup can push real-world driving ranges well beyond what most people expect from EVs, while also reducing charging times. Drivers don't just get more range, they get a better experience. Power delivery feels fluid, not aggressive. High speeds feel stable, not strained. And unlike older EVs that suffer from sudden performance drops, this system maintains consistency. That balance between power and efficiency is something many automakers struggle to achieve. BYD seems to have cracked it. This is where the global impact starts to show. In the United States, the EV conversation has long revolved around Tesla. But as BYD expands internationally, with more affordable vehicles offering strong range and performance, pressure is building. In Europe, where emissions regulations grow stricter every year, long-range and efficient EVs are no longer optional, they're necessary. BYD's technology fits perfectly into that landscape. In Asia, especially in markets like India, price sensitivity matters more than brand image. Affordable EVs with long range and low running costs could accelerate adoption faster than anyone expected. Analysts suggest that if this technology scales globally, governments may have fewer reasons to delay the phase-out of petrol and diesel vehicles. Naturally, competitors are watching closely. Tesla, long considered the EV benchmark, now faces pressure not just on performance, but on pricing. Toyota, a hybrid pioneer, must rethink its slower EV transition. European giants like Volkswagen and Korean brands like Hyundai and Kia are also racing to close the gap. The problem? Many of them still depend on external suppliers for batteries and motors. BYD doesn't. For consumers, this shift could be a turning point. The old EV fears limited range, long charging times, high costs are slowly fading. Vehicles built on this new technology promise fewer charging stops, lower operating costs, and longer lifespans. For those unsure about going fully electric, BYD's hybrid systems offer a comfortable middle ground, blending petrol backup with electric efficiency. So where does this leave the industry? Is BYD's motor the beginning of a new era, or just the spark that forces everyone else to catch up? That answer won't come overnight. But one thing is clear, this isn't just another motor. It's a statement. And over the next few years, we'll find out whether BYD merely disrupted the market or quietly took control of it. And this is where the story gets even more interesting, because the real impact of BYD's motor technology isn't limited to specs, numbers, or test results. It's about what this shift forces the entire industry to confront. For years, electric cars were positioned as premium products, high price tags justified by future tech. But when one company proves that high efficiency, long range, and strong performance can exist at a lower cost, that narrative starts to collapse. What's quietly happening behind the scenes is a pricing war. Nobody officially wants to admit. Reports suggest competitors are already being pushed to rethink margins, supply chains, and long-term strategies. When a manufacturer controls its batteries, motors, software, and production lines, it doesn't just move faster, it moves cheaper. That advantage compounds over time. And once consumers realize they can get more range and reliability without paying luxury prices, loyalty shifts quickly. Another overlooked angle is durability. Many EV buyers worry about long-term ownership. Batteries degrading, motors losing efficiency, repairs becoming expensive. BYD's motor design appears to target exactly those fears. Lower operating temperatures, fewer stressed components, and stable power delivery all point toward longer service life. For everyday drivers, that matters more than 0 to 60 times. It means fewer headaches years down the road. There's also a psychological shift happening. EVs were once seen as experimental, something early adopters tried first. But as this technology matures, especially through hybrids that blend familiarity with innovation, hesitation fades. People no longer feel like they're taking a risk. They feel like they're making a smarter decision, and once trust is established, adoption accelerates faster than any marketing campaign ever could. Behind closed doors, industry insiders are already debating what comes next. Some believe rivals will catch up within a few years. Others argue that BYD's early battery-first foundation gives it a permanent edge. The truth likely sits somewhere in between. Technology spreads fast, but execution doesn't. Scaling innovation globally, while keeping costs low, is where many companies stumble. What's undeniable is that the old excuses are disappearing. Range anxiety is fading. Charging speed complaints are shrinking. Cost barriers are lowering. And when all three problems are addressed at once, the market shifts rapidly. Governments notice. Infrastructure follows. And suddenly, the transition to electric mobility feels less like a future promise and more like an unavoidable present. So the real question isn't whether this motor is powerful, it's whether it marks the moment the EV industry stopped being exclusive and became truly mainstream. If that happens, history may look back and point to this shift as the turning point, the moment electric vehicles